Oh. Hello there, guys. It is me, the living penis.
Yeah.
This is James Returns Live, the final edition. It is the final one because I just feel it's right to go out and start really, because I did the first Geeky Chat way back about a year ago or so.
It was over a year ago, actually. It was a year and 5 months ago.
About a year and 5 months ago. And as you just saw, guys, there, I am joined by my very first guest for the very first episode, and that is Malcolm of May to December, my brother from another mother. How are you doing, mate?
Not too good, actually. I turned up here by accident. Last thing I remember was someone grabbed me from behind and chloroforming me in the night, and I woke up, and here I am. So obviously, there's a guy at the door with a gun to my head as well. So
A gun to your head, I bet that'd be quite scary if that really happened. I mean, God,
if that really happened, I'd probably have a wank because that would put me on it. But seriously, I'm doing good. I spoke to my mother. My mum's doing a lot better, and my days are getting shorter. I'm getting more things to do, and I feel like the more busy you are, as you know, James, the days you're busy, you feel like you accomplish more.
Yeah.
You know? With the editing I've been doing lately and with the chats and stuff, I'm feeling like I'm really, really doing a lot, and I feel like I'm enjoying life more. You know, like doing the little vlogs I do when I'm out and stuff. You know, like this week it's going to be at a shopping mall instead. Because I want to I like to document what we do every week, you know, on the Tuesday, because I know, like you do, when you go up Nick and you like to see Chris, like the one today, which I've got a few things to say about because I've got some real funny comments about. So look forward to that. It just makes you feel good because you can watch it back and you can go, oh yeah, that's what fun we had then.
One of the questions I was going to ask you was, have you seen my recent vlog?
I did see a recent vlog, and it was one of the funniest vlogs I've seen all year.
Why is that?
One has to do with that selfie stick. When you're like this, when you're like this. Right? It looks like you're trying to extend your penis. Right? At the TV, like, hi. And you're looking at the camera like this, like.
Right? And what about that really weird fall that happened on my way through the door?
Yeah, and then when did you drop the cup or did you almost drop the cup?
I nearly dropped it, yeah.
Because I was like, well, and what about the exercising? All right. Oh, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Probably one of your best vlogs yet. And those push-ups, they weren't push-ups. They were like this, like.
I think that might have been because I was getting quite tired near the end because
the best bit. One of the best bits has to be your desperation to turn the camera off. Right? And he's like, no. And another question I have is, why do you masturbate at the park?
What?
Because he says to you constantly, take your hands out of your pockets.
Oh.
But you keep pointing your hands in your pocket. So what's that about?
Oh dear. That is I don't know what goes on. It's just a habit. I just keep putting my hands in my pockets, and Chris always says, don't put your hands in your pockets because if you fall over, he says, I like your face more.
Oh, this is true, because the normal reaction if you fall over is to put your hands out. If you can't put your hands out, your face is going to go like this. Instead of going like that, like this, what you're going to do is go, oh, fuck! And have your face all smoked in.
We've got 2 views.
Nice. Hello, 2 viewers. If you've got any questions, please ask. And please, by any means, be as incredibly rude as you like.
Oh, dear, I was going to say something then and I just slipped. And I'm the host now, so I got to remember quite a lot of stuff that I thought
There you
of.
go. Look at you. What's that? Is that a towel behind you?
Sorry? Yeah.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
When you wash your head, right, and you wash that tiny part of your hair, do you wrap the towel around your head and go,
No.
"Go on, tell me"? Do you? Come on, be honest, do you?
No.
Oh, come on, I do that sometimes. It's one of the best things because you go like this
Well,
in the mirror.
do you mean like a turban?
Yeah, like that. But you know, like when women do it
Yeah.
and they put it over. You know, it's not in a way it is, I guess, but it's not really. You know what I mean? And you tie it around your hair and you put it over. You've never done that.
Not with my length of hair at this right now, no.
But you should give it a go because practice will help.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. I do it every time I shower my hair. I always do it, and I go like this. I go, "Hey, Donna, hey," and I start dancing around.
What does she think of you with your towel on your head then?
She thinks it's very silly, but hey, you know, with my hairstyle, I need it badly because obviously it doesn't dry quickly.
So, so past a year ago, you said about a year and 5 months ago we did the
Yeah,
review.
5 months ago, we started our epic adventure into a world of craziness, mentalness, and serious illness. And I'm talking about myself in that. And, you know, and the bald head just kept coming out. We've had you with your bald head. Then we've got the horns. Then the bald head. Then fuzziness that feels like it's going to take over the world. And then...
Of course, over the time, we had ups and downs, obviously. I don't want to get in the badness, but we had really good times over the time as well.
Yes.
Like, I know that I didn't participate in the dressing up for the Halloween one, but for the time with that mask, I absolutely loved that. That was an epic time with that particular edition.
You know what? Some people just don't like dressing up, and yeah, they can be a bit of a buzzkill, but that's their choice, you know. Because I'm not saying you are. I'm saying, you know, it can feel that way at the time, but you know, some people just don't like doing things. You know, I mean, personally, wearing the mask and that, it was fucking hot. You know what I mean?
I would have liked it because it was like plastic, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. It was plastic. Yeah. Just me. Before that, I was going to get a proper latex one. Imagine how much hotter that would have been.
That would have been disgusting. I mean, coming to the end of it, and the broadcast was over, and you took it off. That would have been horrible.
It was horrible. It was one of those moments I remember, and I just remember sitting there because I remember thinking to myself, and I remember Gaz kept telling me to take it off, and I was like, no, I've got to have this all the way through. I'm dedicated to it, and I had the hat on as well, and I was like, when I came off, I was like this on the bed.
No, we had some good times, and coming to the end, which I don't know, sometime last year was it?
It was in November, but people, you mean like when Tash stopped, when I stopped at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was November.
Then, a little while after, I sort of passed on, didn't I, the name of the Geeky Chat to you.
Yeah.
So now, and I'm honoured to that because you were the very first, you know, guest on the show on this channel, and so you know I was really happy to pass it on to you and change it slightly to your name at the beginning, and then change to Mock's Geeky Chat Live, and now you know I'm still part of it, but on Malcolm's channel, and that is.
The way I see it, James, the way I see it, and I'm sorry to cut you up there, but the way I see it is it's no different. It's a continuation, just with a slightly different name.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it makes it nice because we both, for you as well, it means you're more able to relax as well.
Yeah.
You know, because you can have fun and you don't have to be stressed out so much. Because let's be honest, sometimes being the host can be very stressful, especially when people can get a bit funny, you know, about things.
How about if with 3 editions that you have?
3 editions? What you mean? The Geek Week, the Movie Magic, and this one.
Yeah, your Geeky Chat as well. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's not really that bad because I gel with everybody pretty well. I mean, I gel with Tash really well. You know, we're basically, I'd say we do the most videos together anyway, because we do the GTA and we do gaming and all that stuff anyway. So we have a great gelling effect with each other because we've got great chemistry, you know. I'd say with John, I'd say John's great. He's got a lot of knowledge. He's a great guy, and you can mess about with him a bit, you know. And he's great in that.
I think we all bring our different sort of certain subjects, you know. I think Tash and John know certain more things than I probably do, you know.
Well, I think with you and me, we're great because we can talk about things and we can fuck around a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and we have great comedy aspects because people enjoy our chats because we have a great laugh. I have great laughs with Tash and John, but the chats are mostly more serious in the sense that we're normally talking about stuff and I'm saying the odd funny thing. In our chats, it's more like we're talking about stuff, we're having a laugh, and it's more focused on the comedy aspect.
Yeah.
You know, and having fun in that aspect. And that's what makes the chat relaxing for people, and people enjoy that, I think, because
I think it's fresh as well. It keeps it fresh each week.
Yeah. You know, I joke about you, you laugh, you joke about me, I laugh, and it's a great time, you know. And I think that's what is great about our chat, because we bring so much to it in a completely different way to the other two.
Yeah, I also like to say that because I'm doing them on Wednesdays, you know, on your channel, your version. Well, I thought it was best to stop doing them, even, you know, me to feel as though I want to do more as well. So I feel like doing this one, I feel as though it kind of comes to an end on my channel.
I mean, that's a good thing, you know.
So, because in a way I started it, I'd like to end it in a kind of way that I feel is right.
Think about it, you ended it the way it began.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how many people can say that?
Sorry?
I mean, how many people can say that?
Sorry, I don't know what you mean.
I said, how many people can say they're ending it the way it began?
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, you continue it on, and I continue being happy with that. So it's really cool, and I can, you know, sit and enjoy watching the other two, that you have on Mondays and Saturdays. So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, you bought some great things.
Plus on my second channel, I do another one as well, you know, on my other channel. So I still do them, but just not going to be on this page. On Wednesdays on yours.
I think doing them on your other page, you know, the neo-Nazi one. I think you and your crow over there. Oh, some of the rants I hear over there. Whoa, guys, I tell you, if you see that, you'd be shocked. Neo-Nazi action completely. But anyway, seriously, I think those chats, the ones on your other channel, are better for you anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's with people that understand you more, you know. And I think, luckily, I understand you a lot, considering I've never been in that position.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that a lot of people don't, and I think a lot of people can't. And I think it's a horrible situation. I think it's nice that you've got the friendships with people, you know, but do and can talk to you about, and you can open up to, because they're in the same situations.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you should focus on those chats over there, because I think they should be the most important, really, because it's real, it's emotional, it's important to how you want to grow in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's good.
I should have opened the YouTube page, shouldn't I, as well?
I've actually got mine open, I think.
Oh, you? Oh.
I've got it open. We'll have a look. Yeah. Oh dear. What's this? I think you should focus on those chats over there, because I think they're. Okay, that's the, what do you call it? That's the chat. Yeah, there's no comments at the minute.
Okay. 3 views. Woo!
Ooh, 3 viewers.
3 viewers. If you there's like a link on the YouTube page. If you want to click on that, you can come through and ask us questions. We'd love to read them, and, you know, answer if it, you know, they're clean. We love to answer The question
Hold
was.
on, hold on. Nobody said, when I was invited to this chat, nobody said it had to be clean comments. All right, you want clean comments? I'm in the wrong chat. I must leave now because I can only be in dirty ones. All right. Anybody want to ask any dirty questions? Just put dear Malk at the beginning, and I'll answer. If you want James to play with selfie stick, right, then you know what to say. So James, get your selfie stick out. We know what you like doing with it.
Malcolm, don't bump my selfie stick.
Don't bum it. Excuse me. I think someone just said to everybody what they do with their selfie stick. They bum their selfie stick. Oh dear.
So it's just that video you sent me.
Oh, you're talking about the only one. Don't bump my selfie stick.
Yeah.
I love that. Don't bump my selfie stick. You need to do that with Nick one day when you're out with him. When he's all the way across the other field, just go, don't bump my selfie stick. And him go, I'm over here. How can I do that?
Oh dear. I mean, how long can those selfie sticks really get?
I don't know with you, because every time I see you with it, you're like this. It's like, I'm serious, it's like an extension, you're like this. Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me sit back a bit. Hold on, it's like this. All right. Woo! It's waving. Hey, everybody. Yeah, if I want, probably going to say this again in a bit. Hey, everybody, look at my selfie stick. I was like, what? It was a good vlog.
You got a bigger camera, haven't you? So really, one of those won't really be right for you.
No, I don't think it would be. My camera's quite. Let's get out. My camera's. It's not big, but it's big.
Yeah.
No, this one here. You know, I can put on a tripod, obviously. I wouldn't want to put on a selfie stick, not this thing, because imagine how heavy that would be on a selfie stick.
That would be heavy. You wouldn't even be able to hold it up.
Exactly. So, I mean, for one like yours, which is very, what's the word, light and small, you can do it fairly easily. But for one like this one, you need a tripod or a mini tripod to hold it on. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never been interested.
Do you have a tripod, like, when you do?
Donna's got one.
Yeah.
But I never use it. I always use my hands because I think that they give me the best range. Because my arm is as long as a selfie stick. I think selfie sticks are so weird. You know, whenever I see people with them.
Is it because like you get funny looks? Like if
you know, to me, a selfie stick is what you put your leg up on the counter to have a picture of underneath your clutch area and stuff like that. You know, I don't want to do that. I mean, but that's what you could do with it. That's the weird stuff, you know. But yeah, I don't like them. I think they're a weird invention, and I think people are just strange using them. You know, it's their choice, but to me, it's just a very weird thing.
Yeah.
If I saw someone with one, I'd just want to run up to them and just go smack. Because that's what I feel like when I see them.
Malcolm, if I ever see you here next year, don't bump my selfie stick.
I think I might run and barge right into you and knock it on the floor and stamp on it.
Oh dear. I saw first episode of Supernatural last night. Season 9 again.
Oh dear. I remember when you were watching it originally, and I had to hear about this every week. Let's hear about this one. What happened in it?
You want to know what happened in it?
Let's hear what happened in it.
Well,
just the basis.
Sam is in a coma.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Joey Padalecki is in a coma.
Just the bit where Dean goes like this, and where you at the beginning you see him in the coma, you see Jensen Ackles coming up slowly behind the bed and going, "Hello, brother."
No, so Jared, Sam's in a coma after different angels like fell from the sky at the end of the previous season.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the fallen angels got to go into Sam to sort of make him better.
Yeah.
But if Sam finds out that there's an angel inside his body, he'll eject him.
Oh shit.
Eject him from being inside him.
It's like a angel penetrates Sam.
Yeah.
So let me get right. How does the angel go inside him?
Dean accepts to have him going in there because he can heal Sam whilst healing himself as well, because another angel injured this one.
Okay.
So that was a good one, and the one I have to watch tonight is when Clarity, one of the demons, and the funk of the Impala, the black car.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to see that one again. Oh yeah, and one of the special features I saw last night was the 2013 Comic-Con panel.
Oh yeah.
Which was the the panel with the questions they have and different things for the upcoming season. Well, it would have been season 9 then because it was the 2013 series.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be a while before we get season 10. I think they're up to season 11 now, aren't they, in the way of recording?
Season 10 comes out here, I think, in September.
Okay.
And on Blu-ray, so it'll probably take you a while because season 9 was out here a long time before it was over there on the TV. You know? So I should really start watching them just so I can start spoiling series 10 for you, shouldn't I, really? I go like this. In this one, Dean found out he wanted to be romantically with Sam. And then he met George the dog. And everything changed. Do the boys ever end up in relationships?
Yeah. In previous seasons, they've had relationships with women.
Because that would be nice. Because it always sounds like they don't, because they move from one place to another.
Well, that's why it's like a sort of one-night stand type thing where they sort of get involved, but then the next day they got to be on the road again.
Oh, I see. So it's one of those type of shows, is it?
They got to do their case, their situation they are in, say, for that particular episode, and then move on the following day.
Sounds good. I need to start watching it. I might watch it after I finish watching The Sopranos again.
So 9 years you've got to catch up with, and then maybe the ones after that are to come. How long do you think it would take you to get through the whole 9 seasons?
Have a look. If it's six this a season, which there is, and so there is, 6 times 9 would be 18, 36, 54. I think. Yeah. So let's say if I watch 2 discs a day, yeah, I could probably do it in about a few weeks.
That'd be good.
I watch 2 discs a day, that is.
You watch quite a few in the day as well as at night, so.
Well, no, we used to watch Smallville. I used to watch 4 discs a day of Smallville when I got the thing, so I could do it all in a week.
Yeah.
All 200 episodes, James, in a week. Can you imagine that?
No, not really.
The thing is, I'd love to do that, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes you need to watch things because watching too quick, you lose storylines of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would probably take it easy, maybe 2 episodes a day. Make it last,
Yeah. You watch more stuff than I do, like, you watch quite a bit more stuff. Okay, Kitty's here.
Oh.
Kitty is here.
Oh.
She says, "Hey guys, am I on?" Yeah, you're on.
You're on.
Hello.
Hello, Kitty. How you doing? It's good to see you.
Where was I just now?
You were saying about how handsome and good looking I am. And I was looking at the sky saying, oh yeah.
I've lost it.
We were talking that you were saying about I'll watch a lot more than you do.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not. I mean, during the day, I'm on here quite a bit,
Yeah.
catching up, with YouTube videos and different stuff. And
YouTube.
I only manage to if I come off like a reasonable time, then I can watch something, say before going to bed, and then what's this? Can I have it? I can.
I think that am I on is to come in.
Yeah,
Well, and then send the link.
I'll send an invite. Maybe that. I've sent in an invite.
Okay. Well, like we were saying, while we wait, I'll keep popping. Yeah, I do. James has sent you an invite, Kitty. I don't know if you've got it or not.
If not, I'll have to email a link through.
But yeah, you've had an invite. If you don't get it, please let us know, and hopefully James will send you another one. Otherwise, you might be able to get it through the Google page, James's Google page. Has it been invited? You can click on it.
I'll send an email. Sorry, you right there, Malcolm?
Yeah, I'm just hoping that there ain't a problem with getting in and everything.
Yeah.
I shall drink a bit of my drink.
Invites usually come in.
The bell, isn't it?
Invites go into the notification bell, don't they? In the how do you find them, Malcolm? Do you go to the notification on YouTube?
I found it. The one from you, I found in the bell.
Yeah.
Hold on, I know what's the bell. Hold on. Okay, I've sent you a message.
Have you got?
I've sent you a YouTube message with the link, so hopefully it will pop in there.
Okay. I was going to email, but you sent her a message.
If you copy and paste it into your web browser, you should be able to get in.
Okay.
Sometimes YouTube and Google can be a really difficult thing because sometimes they just don't work, I have a lot of points to this from doing the chats quite a bit. Sometimes Tash doesn't get the invite and it's just go to my Google. And other times it does,
Can I have the link?
There should be a message in your YouTube.
In your YouTube messages.
I sent the link, hopefully.
Yeah. Where was I?
You were saying about you can only watch one thing in the night because you spend most of the time watching YouTube.
Yeah. I do spend quite a few, get up to date with different, YouTube people in my feed, in the subscriptions feed.
Yeah.
And adding to two accounts. There's like multiple videos to watch each day.
Yeah.
So there's quite a lot that I need to watch and catch up with.
Well, you know what? I've given up watching on YouTubers all the time because there's so much stuff that comes on. When you subscribe to too many people, there's so much to watch, but there isn't enough time in the day to watch everybody. You know, and I find that quite sad because everybody does some really good stuff. And when you can't read what they're saying, or read. I was looking at you reading it. Let me say read. When you can't watch what they're doing. It makes you feel bad to a degree. I mean, you know what it's like. You watch so many people.
Yeah.
And sometimes you miss a few people because you ain't got the time to watch everybody. You know? That's why I only watch a few people now because I'm like, yeah, I like these people and I want to watch their stuff, but if they're not something I watch regularly, I just won't do it because I think it's not fair on them. You know?
Yeah.
Good example is Rozzy Boy. Rozzy Boy is a great YouTuber. You know, I might have my problems with him for not getting back to me, but he's a great YouTuber overall. And he's got to do good videos. But because I ain't got time, I don't watch all his videos. So what I do is I keep his name in the background and watch his sometime, and I get a chance to just watch a load of his videos in a row.
Yeah.
You know?
So, what ones do you watch each day? And you watch over here? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
It's Kitty.
How are you?
Kitty.
Oh, my goodness. I hope I haven't taken up too much of your time with all this silliness.
You know what happens a lot in these chats, you know, a lot of people, you know, can't get in for some reason or not, or they get kicked off, or it's ridiculous. Google Hangouts are great, but also they're a curse. So don't worry about it.
I want to put my avatar up. How do I do that?
Oh, I think you do it at the bottom on the, I don't know, on the top. There's like a camera thing, camera picture. You can turn on your video. Like,
Got it.
yeah.
Here I am. There I am.
There you are.
You know what happened, guys? When did you finally get on? Because I was on at 3:30 my time, which is 8:30 your time, James. And I was on YouTube. I had the YouTube screen up, and it said live streaming will commence soon. And I waited and I waited, and then finally you came on, and in the right column where the sidebar chat usually is, it said it was loading, and then it didn't load. And then I was up shit creek without a paddle, as they say, because I couldn't get anywhere. I couldn't do anything, and I tried to frantically email you, and I figured you're never going to get that. And one thing I'd never seen before, during the live stream on the YouTube page, while you guys were talking, usually you're not allowed to comment during a live hangout. It's usually after you save it and you can watch it later, then you can leave comments. Well, the comment feature was active. And so I said, I left you a comment, and I said in it, I don't know if you're seeing this or not, honey, but I can't link up with you. Can you help me somehow? And then I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, maybe I'll link up on Google Plus, and maybe I can access it from there. And that's how I just hooked up with you just now. And thank you, Malcolm, for sending me the link. I really appreciate that. That was cool. So we're all together again.
Yes, there we are. Finally.
We usually send. I invited Malcolm, like using the invite section where you can type in the username, and you'll receive the invite on the notifications on YouTube.
I tried that. I checked those out under the bell, and I checked the bell, well, the Google Plus bell.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there. Nothing was there. Unless there's a delay. It could be there now for all I know, but I don't want to switch to it right now.
If you go to James's Google page, normally it has it like under there, like join the hangout under the Google page of the person who's invited you.
That's how I just hooked up with you just now.
Oh, okay.
I clicked on live, and then we made the link up.
As for the chat, because as for chat, the reason it was on late was because of me, because I was talking to my mum and I ended up here a bit later. So I apologise for, you know, the lateness.
Oh, no, 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 not at all. How's the weather in Seattle, Malcolm?
It's nice. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's nice and breezy at the minute. Yesterday it was boiling. You know, it was way too hot, and
It's night time here now.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was. What's the word? It was. I always get that word missing. Anyway, it was really hot. So, but net today it's nice and breezy.
It must be a bit cooler than in, say, Arizona.
I'm guessing I've never been there.
I have. Have you ever been to has either of you two been to LA?
Nope, not me.
To where?
Los Angeles.
Oh, no, the farthest west I've been is just the Midwest, St. Louis, Wisconsin area.
Because I went to okay, I mentioned to you in my last chat. I went to where my brother lives in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Before we went to Phoenix for my brother's wedding, we went to LA as well. This was like a week or so before, and we went to Universal Studios there.
Wow, that must have been great.
Yeah, I was my sister and my eldest niece at the moment.
Did you see any horror stuff there?
Yeah.
Hey, Malcolm, how does a sweet guy like James get into this slasher stuff anyway?
You know, I have no idea. I honestly don't. Sometimes I look at his collection and I'm like, thank God he doesn't watch some of the other stuff, because, you know, some of the stuff he does watch is more mild than the really bad stuff, which is something to be grateful for, you know?
Hey, here's one for you. You guys are gory movie buffs. Have you ever watched Andy Warhol's Frankenstein?
I haven't.
What year?
I think it came out in 1970 or 72, right around there. It could have even been like 69, but I seem to remember it was like around 1970 or 72. And I can't remember the stars in it, but it was the most bizarre movie I've ever seen. It was in 3D. If you ever have a chance to watch it, you'll be amazed. It's for the time, it's pretty amazing, and it's really, really gory. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in it. There's one scene I remember where Dr. Frankenstein is impaled on one of those. Ever seen those big long poles in the old schools that they used to reach up to get at to open the windows?
Yeah.
This guy is impaled on this pole, and he's like holding himself up on it. And it's in 3D, so he's got like his spleen or something is hanging off the end of the thing, and it's like dangling in front of your face. And he goes into this like 20-minute monologue about his life and where it's led him and how he's gotten to this point. And there's dead people in the lab, and they're all around him, and there's this blood everywhere, and the monster, I can't remember what happened to the monster. I think he got his head cut off or something. He just goes on and on and on with this manifesto of his life while he's sitting there impaled on this pole with the guts hanging off the end. It's something to see. I mean, you know, you've heard of Andy Warhol, of course, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes, well, just look up Andy Warhol's Frankenstein. If you get a chance to watch it, you will really dig it. I'm telling you right now, it's like something you've never seen.
Was the 3D effect any good? Because I'm sure it was old style 3D.
I'm sorry, your voice is a little messed up. I'm having a bad audio transmission at times here. Could you repeat that, please?
Was it old style 3D with like the curved screens?
I still didn't understand you, Malcolm. I'm sorry, honey.
That's okay. Can't be helped. Can you hear me properly now?
Pretty good, yeah. It's kind of scratchy though.
Was it old style 3D?
I still didn't get you.
Oh, old style or 3D, I think.
Could you repeat that, please? You're speaking a little clearer. I can hear you clearer, honey. Could you repeat it slower? Maybe it's your accent. Speaking American.
Hold on, I'm getting a better mic. Hold on a sec.
You got your mic in there, huh?
James, what did he say?
I don't know.
He wanted to know if it was in some sort of style.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can. Much better.
Okay. I said, was it in old 3D style? You know, the curved screens.
It was actually with the glasses.
Oh, okay.
The old glasses, you know, the paper ones like in the 50s where you had one lens was red and one lens was green.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the what was
Oh,
it
yeah,
called?
like the
The
old,
creature from the Black Lagoon. Remember the creature from the Black Lagoon or whatever that
Oh,
was
yeah.
called? It was one of those, you know. But it
Yeah,
was really impressive.
I own the original Frankenstein, and I really love those movies because they're not that gory, but they've got a real intensity to them in a strange sense, you know?
Oh yeah, that's the whole. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I walked in on my wife the other night. She has her own room, and that's why I get to do what I'm doing on my computer with you guys and everything at night. I can't chat though at night because I'll end up waking her up. And another reason why we have separate rooms is because she's up all night and she sleeps with the light on, and I can't have that.
She
The
seems
light-
And we've been married for 43 years, so it's time for us to have a little space. So that's the deal there. But anyway, I walked in on her the other night, and she was watching The Raven with Bela Lugosi. Oh yeah, Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff, and just the fright factor alone, the fact that it's in black and white, and the makeup and the camera work and the shadows and the suspense is it's much more compelling and scarier, I think, than just watching a guy getting his head chopped off or his guts getting spilled. You know.
It's funny because I was talking about Dracula, Bela Lugosi's Dracula the other day, and I was saying about how when he moves his arm and the cape and the women behind him just move backwards like they float, it's such an awesome, scary scene because it shows the power he has over them, you know?
I know
And
the scene you're talking about. Yeah,
What's that?
I know. I know that scene. I remember that scene.
I've always wanted to see that one. Whenever I've done that.
And you call
Those
yourself
are
a movie.
amazing. You got to see Nosferatu.
I have seen that one, the silent one.
Okay, that's the original scary movie of all time.
If James said he'd never seen that movie, I think I would have pulled all my hair out. Live on the chat, it'd been like, ah.
I've got the old VHS actually still of Nosferatu. I had to get a upgrade, Blu-ray.
You get that Blu-ray Steelbook one, didn't you?
So?
I seen you get that Blu-ray Steelbook one you want.
Yeah, I want to get that one still.
I ain't seen it since. I don't think I've seen it since DVD years ago. It's one of the most. I mean, it's one of the most amazing and incredible films because the one thing I liked about the silent era films was nothing had to be said. It was all about the movements and controlling the audience with the actions of the character, and I think that was what was so great about that film because the guy was naturally looked that way in a lot of aspects. It helped the character look more scary, and the actual guy himself was incredible. You know, I mean, he was in I think over 200 odd films, and he was just amazing, especially the creeping and that. To me, it's probably the best vampire movie of all time.
It's probably the only silent film I saw as well.
That's terrible.
How about when Ed Woods? You remember Ed Woods?
Yeah.
Okay, he was responsible for Plan 9 from Outer Space, the best horrible movie ever made.
Oh, we've got a couple of comments here. Good afternoon, guys. That's from John. And the Andy Warhol movie is called Flesh for Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's true. It had 2 names. That person is absolutely right.
I think one of the worst movies I ever saw was Santa versus the Martians from outer space.
That sounds like a funny title.
Oh God. What I wanted to say about Ed Woods though was,
oh yeah,
he actually, when he made Plan 9 from Outer Space with Bela Lugosi, that was Bela's last movie, and he died during the filming of it, is my understanding. At the time, he was like living poor in a 3-story walk-up someplace, and Ed sought him out and asked him if he wanted to be in the movie. Of course, he agreed, and then he died in the middle of it, shooting of the thing, and he had to put a stand-in in there to finish the movie, and he didn't have him showing his face at any time. He always had him. If you watch the movie, the guy that's playing the part of Bela Lugosi in the movie always keeps his cape over his face. Those scenes weren't Bela Lugosi. They were the guy that they replaced him with because he died, sadly enough.
Well, you know what? That reminds me a lot of, like when Bruce Lee died in Game of Death. It reminds me a lot of that, where they just put his face on top of the other guy. Very similar kind of, filming technique. The thing that always got me with Bela Lugosi was, to me, he was a horror icon, but sadly his career went downhill and ended up with some awful movies that were barely watchable. And in the end, it's like his career only meant nothing like it could have done. I mean, the guy should have been a horror icon. I mean, to a degree, he is, but when you think of people always mention like Boris Karloff, Vincent Price and stuff, but Bela Lugosi always seems to be like lower on that list. But I think he should have been quite higher.
Absolutely.
What about Christopher Lee?
I mean, Christopher Lee, I mean, you can't, I mean, in my view, he is an icon, obviously, and I mean, the guy was acting until the day he died. I mean, he was in his 90s.
He was great.
I think The Resident, the one with Hilary Swank and the other guy, I think that was a Hammer film. New Hammer, which isn't the same, obviously, as the old Hammer films. But Christopher Lee was an icon, I mean, him, Peter Cushing, and Vincent Price, Boris Karloff. You could go on forever and ever, but my problem is the fact that Bela Lugosi is hardly ever in that list. And I think that that's a shame, because he was an originator in a lot of ways of a lot of horror movies. And I think without him, we wouldn't have the movies we had today. And sadly, the movies today are nowhere as close as the movies then, because they just haven't got that tension. They haven't got that feeling. You could watch a film about a mummy just walking about, and you'd be scared for someone's life. As now, it's all about the CGI. It's all about how violent it's going to be. And horror was never really about the violence. It was about getting in your mind and affecting you in the subtlest way. And I think that's where horror has kind of died in a sense.
I couldn't agree with you more. Absolutely, 100%. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The style, the art has gone out of it. It's all about CGI, definitely. It's all the special effects and how gory it can be, and it doesn't leave you with a good feeling. You feel kind of sick, But the suspense and not knowing what's going to happen next, but something's going to happen. And then when they scare you, the way they did it back then was like art. It was totally art.
Well, it's like the original Halloween movie from 1979. It's a completely different kind of movie. It's a lot more violent, but there's no real blood in the movie. There's hardly any blood in the movie, right? It affects you because you see him throughout the movie, just looking. You see him following. You see the stalking aspect. You see him getting up, but there isn't any real blood. There's just death respects of it. And a lot of it is through shadows, and a lot of it is through the bit where he goes over the guy and he stabs him and sticks him on the wall and looks at him and goes it's very scary, because people forget that horror isn't about the death; it's about the lead up. And that's what horror is. It's the lead up. You know, you could have one person be stopped for a whole movie. As long as it's done right, that death is going to be incredible. I mean, the other day I watched American Guinea Pig, which was supposed to be like an American version of the Japanese Guinea Pig series, which basically involves people getting cut up and mutilated. That, to me, that's not horror. To me, that is just somebody wanting to watch something that's sick and distasteful. You know.
It sounds pretty sick.
It's not a horror film. Watching somebody apparently getting cut up isn't horror. You know, it's just watching somebody get cut up like me. And yeah, it's not real people getting cut up, but at the same time, that's not horror. It's tasteless, it's not great, and it's not fun for you at all. It's something that makes you think, something that gets in your head. You know, I want to watch something that when I go out the door and it's dark out, I want to be a tiny bit scared. I want to have that thing in my mind playing tricks on me a little bit, because that's what you want to watch horror for. Not about the murder, not about the deaths, not about violence. It's about the whole mind game of a movie. And like I said, and you agreed with Kitty, it's not there anymore. I mean, CGI blood is awful.
Absolutely.
Is practical effects much better than like with like how they can turn an actor into something else with like aesthetics and makeup and stuff?
I think the prosthetics work that way. I mean, you watched. I mean, the old. Tom Savini. When he used to do the practical effects on like the Prowler, when he did them on The Burning, when he did them on Friday the 13th Maniac, they were incredible special effects. Yeah, they were gory and they were violent, but I mean the effects were great the way he did them. And I think when you've got more, I mean, Bela Lugosi didn't even have to change his face to be scary. It was just the way it was, you know, in the film, because it was all about the mind. And I think practical effects are better. I think when you use CGI, I think it takes so much away from a movie. CGI blood, CGI weapons, CGI stabbings, it all ruins it. I'd rather watch a low-budget movie that uses practical effects than watch something you see nowadays. You know, films like I've said before, like Insidious, films like The Conjuring, things like Annabelle, they're all jump scares. They're not real horror movies either, because it's not done the right way. The tension's never risen to the full potential because they know people will get bored. So they try and make jump effects every 10, 15 minutes, maybe even shorter, because they know that in today's society, we're all in such a big rush to get done with things. But that needs to happen for people to come and watch a film. As back in the day of classic horror, it took so long because people invested their time in a movie. Like, people could sit down and watch, for instance, like Dracula. They could sit down and watch Dracula and watch Frankenstein in a double bill event. Nowadays, people can't do that so much because they haven't got that brain power. And that sounds horrible, but they just haven't got that focus. And I think that's a big problem. That's why you have films like Annabelle and The Conjuring and, you know, Apparition, and I was going to say Supernatural now, I don't know why. And things like, like Paranormal Activity and stuff.
Okay, have you seen the Paranormal Activity films?
Excuse me, honey?
Have you seen the Paranormal Activity films?
No, I haven't. I'm not really into that stuff. I don't know. I can't say that I disbelieve it in ghosts and all that jazz, but because I actually had a guy that there was a guy that I knew once who he swears he had a ghost living in his attic, and he even came up with some pretty good evidence on it. But I still question that kind of thing, and I think the reason is because I don't like the idea of being watched. I don't like the idea of spirits being running around. I figure once you're dead, you're gone, you know?
Hold on a minute. You don't like the idea of being watched? You know,
not when I'm behind closed doors and.
Oh, okay. I get it. So like, hold on a minute.
No, let me rephrase that. How would you like it if you thought spirits were hanging around you all the time, watching everything you were doing? You know, my wife is kind of like that. She says, "Oh, my father's watching over us," and I'm like, "Jesus, I hope not."
Oh dear. Yeah, imagine it. Imagine it though. You know, I think for any of us, it's like me. If my grandma, you know, God rest her soul, if she was watching me, sometimes she'd be like this.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so funny because when you think about people watching it, it is creepy in a sense. You know, like it's different for like YouTube or whatnot because you choose that to happen. You know.
Right.
But with things like that, it is kind of a weird feeling. We've got a couple of comments from John. All the CGI is the reason why so many low-budget movies are doing so well. People still want to see good acting and a good story. This is true. And he also says, I believe Martin Landau played Bela Lugosi in the Tim Burton Edward movie.
He might be right. He might be right there. I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, to be honest. Thanks for coming, little John. But yeah, it's a weird feeling to think of anything watching it. When I moved here, Donna told me, my wife, she told me that there used to be a spirit here that used to walk through the place, but they used to see it. It was like a Victorian kind of spirit, you know. And that they just told it to go away and it left. And I was like, really? You know, who knows?
I believe in an afterlife of some kind. I don't know exactly what it is. You know, I just have this feeling in me that it ain't going to be over. I just like, maybe it's just because I can't believe me. I don't know. I have that feeling that there is something. But the thought, I feel that there's a good movie. Have you ever watched this movie starring Johnny Depp called Dead Man?
I have not, but I've seen it on Blu-ray, and it's a film I want to pick up.
It's a good movie, and it deals with Indian philosophy on death. It's an existential movie, and it's like they feel that there is an afterlife, but once you've left this mortal earth, you're through with it. It's over. You're done with it. You've progressed to the next level, so to speak. And anything earthly is like been there, done that kind of thing. That's generally the philosophy behind it. It's a really good movie, very interesting, very cerebral. I like it.
Well, you know, I believe that there's something after death. You know, I believe in God and everything. You know, and as a Christian, it's one of the things I believe, obviously. But I do believe there's a lot of stuff that I believe makes it very realistic. But there is an afterlife in another sense. Like I believe we must have some sort of living spirit inside us. But when we pass on, it's not there anymore. Because otherwise, how would our eyes be so alive when we're actually alive? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that when we die, we just die and our eyes die because. If you look into anybody's eyes, they're so alive, you know, and to me that's the soul inside. And there's so much there. Like when we love somebody, that's not just us; that's a part of our spirit, surely.
Absolutely, I agree.
Because without that, we won't be who we are. And like I've said before, you know, if you switch me and James's spirits over, we won't be the same person, but we would be the same spirit, and we'd still be doing the same things, you know. It's a very dark thing because you get a lot of people that say when we die there's a void and there's nothing. I can't believe that because I believe everything in this world is alive, right? And it's alive for a reason. And everything creates everything. Like, let's say a seed creates a tree, right? The seed builds into a massive tree and becomes alive, and then it gives off other seeds for other trees to grow in the future. That can't just happen from nothing. Like us, we didn't come from nothing. So, in my view, we were created, and thus we've still got something to go to later on in life when we pass away. Whether it's heaven, which I believe, or it's something else that other people believe, that's up to them. But I do believe in an afterlife.
Yeah.
Questions here, Malcolm, from John Calvert.
Oh, John Calvert, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a while. Hi, James, Malcolm, and Kitty. How are you all doing? Andy
Hi,
Warhol
John.
Frankenstein movie you were talking about, I think it made it to the video nasties list. It's a good movie. I seen it years ago. I think it out on Blu-ray. Oh, I'll have to check that out.
There's a ghost in Donna's house. Oh, the ghost in Donna's house saw Malcolm naked and left the house as quickly as possible. Yee!
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. I think if I looked in the mirror, I think my whole being would run out, and you just see my skin and skeleton. Well, I guess luckily Donna got with me because it got rid of that nuisance. But saying that, there was lately in the evening, Donna's been waking up from scratching on the door and everything.
You think that's a ghost?
I don't know what it is. I know it's not me because like Getty, we sometimes spend time in different rooms. And because Donna snores, sometimes I'm not sleeping in there. So the noise, I never hear it.
How about Ghostbusters then, Malcolm? Do you like that? Yeah, of course you do. You got the,
What's this? Did you bring up the worst thing possible in our life?
No, I mean, it's the best thing in my life. I was born in the, born in the year of the first movie.
You bring up Ghostbusters again.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let's slime him.
Sorry?
I like how James is laughing. He didn't even understand what was said. Have you heard about the new Ghostbusters, James? Have you heard anything now?
All I know that it's I look forward to seeing the four women that's going to be playing them because I think it's going to be something unique to it and different. And I love it.
I think it's going to be an awful movie. Just because I'm a sexist pig, and I think it will be.
Why?
That was a joke, by the way, James. I'm not a sexist pig, but seriously, I just can't imagine it being. It's like what, 30 years old now. I can't imagine it being good with Melissa McCarthy or that in it. I'm sure it could be. I just can't imagine it because the comedy now is completely different to how it was then.
Melissa McCarthy, isn't it done by the same person who did that comedy Bridesmaids?
Yes. She was in Bridesmaids. She was the really chubby one who now actually has lost a lot of weight. Not that makes a difference, but it's just to point out to you in case you don't recognise her or that. She's a great actress. She's awesome. And so are the rest of them. But I just think the humour's different, and I think the Ghostbusters is never going to be as good as it was back in the 80s.
Well, it's the cast. The cast means everything.
Well, the
Bill
cast is...
Murray and that crew in that original movie, they were just great. Wonderful actors.
I agree with you. The cast in this is basically almost the same cast that was in Bridesmaids. And it's not that kind of comedy, so it kind of it worries me. I'll probably watch it, but I'll probably watch it in the future when it's been out for years or something. It's not my priority list.
I don't think today's comedies are funny. I try to watch them here and there because I have an open mind and I'm hopeful that something will be good eventually. It's hard to find a good movie to watch nowadays. I've been watching movies out of the 80s lately on Netflix and Hulu, and I'm hearing an echo of my voice. It's making me a little cuckoo. But I find that my favorite movies come right out of the 80s. The writing, the music, the feeling of it all, the acting, especially the comedies.
Kitty, what's Hulu?
Hulu is like Netflix.
Okay.
They have movies and television shows. It's a paid subscription thing. It's like the same, costs the same as Netflix. Only they put little half-minute to minute commercials in the middle of their stuff.
What about comedy, like movies? Do you?
I love Beverly Hills Cop series. I think that's one of the best series ever made. Those and the Stakeout, and another Stakeout, and 48 Hours. Movies like that, they were just so good. I just watched Ruthless People the other day with Danny DeVito and who else was in it?
Bette Midler.
Yes, yes. That movie cracks me up. I just love that movie so much.
See, to me, that is a classic comedy film.
Yeah.
You know, the problem with comedies now is they're too silly. There is no real build up. Like, it's like horror films again. You know, comedies had that build up. They were fast paced, but they were there. You know, you got to meet the character. The character is the funniest part. If the person who you're watching is funny, you'll laugh. You know, Eddie Murphy back in the 80s was incredible. You know, Dan Aykroyd was. I mean, Trading Places was an awesome comedy.
Oh, one of my favorite movies of all time, Trading Places. Excellent stuff.
You know, and nowadays the comedy is just like it's either attack and bully people comedy, or it's just let's be over the top and let's go crazy and people will love it because people need quick, non-funny comedy because it's funny because it's quick.
Yeah, and they don't touch on the human condition anymore. You know, like George Carlin was very good at that. That's what makes people laugh, because you're laughing at yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's all gone now. The situations aren't good. There's no twists and turns, and they don't keep you guessing what's going to happen next. Everything's predictable. And I'll sit there through a movie and I won't crack a smile. And it's not because I'm trying not to laugh. I have a very open mind. I'll sit there and just, like, make me laugh. And nothing is funny. And then I think, well, there's another 2 hours of my life wasted.
Well, I'll sit there and watch comedy. Like, I watched The Internship with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. And I was like, I loved Wedding Crashers. I thought it was quite funny, And I put it on and I sat there. And the problem with, I think, with a lot of comedies is that they're too long as well. They're drawn out too long. And I think that's the problem. Because they're drawn out so long, it's just like, when's this movie going to be over? Because this movie is awful. It's not funny. It's not good. You look at the timer and you see it's still got an hour left.
Yeah.
And I think that is the point of comedies. If you watch most of the greatest comedies that happened back in the 80s and that, they were like 80, 90 minutes long.
Right. Yeah, you weren't bored.
Yeah, exactly. You weren't bored.
And it's interesting that you brought that up, the time aspect. Because, like, let me think. All right, for instance, the old 50s, early 60s television comedies, they were a half an hour long, usually about 25 minutes long. And Car 54, Where Are You, I think, is one of the best shows that was ever done, ever written. The acting, the characters, their faces alone look like they're right out of a comic book or something. You watch a 25-minute episode of Car 54, Where Are You, and you'll get so into it, and so much happens in that little bit of time. So much happens, you'd swear you've been watching something for an hour.
Yeah.
And you're just so thoroughly entertained by it, and it's something that you'll think about all week long. You'll take it to work with you and go, geez, that was really funny. Did you see that? What happened in that show? That's the big difference, right? Yeah. That's total entertainment,
Well, it's like years ago I used to watch Friends, and it's not the best comedy, but it used to have me laughing,
Mm-hmm.
Now I watch shows like The New Girl, Big Bang Theory, stuff like that, and they don't make me laugh, They don't have that same pulling factor. I mean, I could go back to Cheers, I could go back to things like Frasier, I could go back to Taxi, you name it, and I enjoy them.
Yeah, Taxi was great.
But things like The New Girl, I'll put it in, I'll watch it because I own it, and I might have a little chuckle at one bit, but one bit in a whole series isn't impressive. It's supposed to be a comedy.
I've seen a few episodes of that.
What, The New Girl?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was okay. I only bits like saw on TV when like changing through the different channels. But isn't that from the same people that made Two Broke Girls as well?
I have no idea.
Okay. Malcolm, have what do you think of well, this would have been way back before Robin Williams died, but there was going to be talk of Mrs. Doubtfire 2, and me and my mum was talking about this, and how could they have even made the story? It'd be like him going through a divorce again and then going undercover.
I don't think it would have been anything like that. I think they would have changed it up.
Would they?
Well, you got to remember, it's at the end of Mrs. Doubtfire, he was being Mrs. Doubtfire on the air.
Yeah, oh yeah, on TV, yeah.
So it probably would have had something to do with that. And he probably would have ended up doing something, I don't know, but who knows what the story would have been. But my view is that if they'd have made number 2, it wouldn't have had the same feel again, because Robin Williams was older, and that doesn't make him any different, but it makes the story different. You know, because they would have had his kids growing up, and some of the kids who were in it didn't want to be in the movie, so it could have ended up being with his grandkids or something.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, who knows? Maybe it would have been that his grandkids didn't know that it was Mrs. Doubtfire, and he ended up helping them, and they ended up finding that, and they had to accept that. I don't know, but I just don't think. Again, it was like a 90s comedy, kids film. So it wouldn't have made. I don't think it would have worked today anyway.
I think 1995 or something.
You know, I don't know. You know, I think the problem with films and that is there's films like, I don't know, there's films you watch like RoboCop, the original one, and it's incredible. It's violent, it's dark, but it's a great sci-fi technical movie. You watch the remake of it, it's absolutely horrendous. It's
absolutely,
disgusting.
I agree.
It's
You know,
crap.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's funny you happen to mention that, because I was tempted. I started watching that new one the other night, and I was tempted to continue watching it, and I said to myself, no, it ain't the original.
No.
Yeah.
I'll say this a minute. I bought the remake when it came out, and I'd seen the trailer, and I was like, this film looks awful. I was like, give it a go. I got all the way to the end and all this, and I had such a rant about it. I ended up in a chat with a guy who said it was fantastic. Ended up tearing the whole film apart. He deleted the chat because I basically upset him so much from losing it about that movie. But he took the whole chat off his channel and was disgusted, put me on ignore, stopped talking to me and everything.
Okay, there's a movie I mentioned to you a while ago called Transamerica. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't, and I've looked for it. I can't find it anywhere. I could probably purchase it someplace, but I just haven't gotten around to pursuing it. Sounds really interesting.
If there's a Walgreens near you, it might be in there for $1.99.
No kidding.
I saw it in there ages ago.
Wow.
That's a great film. That's a great film, it is.
It's a possible place.
Yeah, you've mentioned it before, and so it's piqued my interest. It really has. I'm definitely going to pursue that.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Hi, Malcolm. When you were talking about CGI and horror movies, I'm watching you guys on the PC on the main telly in the front room. I'm watching Prometheus on Blu-ray. It's full of CGI. Have you seen it, and what do you think of the film? Cheers. I've not seen the film.
Have you not? I've heard of it. I've never seen it either.
I own it. I've owned it for over a year, and I want to watch it, and I want to talk about it. But what I want to do is, because it's technically it's connected to the Alien movies. I want to watch them all, and I want to watch Prometheus, and because I haven't got round to that yet, I haven't seen it. I know Donna saw it, and she said it was really good. But the problem is, I think it depends, because you're asking about the CGI aspect. I do think CGI to a degree is a great thing, but I think if it's used in moderation, and moderation has to be the right situations. So I'm sure Prometheus has some of that. A lot like Avatar. If you watch Avatar and you see the blue people, most of them are CGI'd, right? They look fantastic. It's nice to see, but at the same time, the movie's hopeful. It's one of the most boring films I've ever seen. But the characters look good, you know, and they need that to have them slightly different. So, if John, if you pop in on Wednesday, I'll watch it tonight, and I'll let you know because I haven't seen it yet. But thanks for the question.
Yeah, I agree with you about Avatar. I thought it was visually striking.
Yeah.
That's what held me to the movie. Just watching it, the color and the CGI. It was impressive, but it was boring.
One point to remember is when Avatar came out, HD had actually came out just around that time fully, and that's what draws a lot of people to Avatar. When people go, "Oh, Avatar's the greatest film of all time," it's because they remember seeing it on a full HD TV, you know, and at that time, HD kind of fully came in more. And I think the problem is with Avatar is it's so boring as a story and so stupid. But a lot of people forget that because they just like the graphics. And to be honest, the graphics don't make a film. They never have done, never will.
Malcolm, what was your first ever bought Blu-ray?
My first ever bought Blu-ray was the Godfather trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And after that was the Hostel films. Which is completely different to what I've been saying all along.
You're not going to believe this. That's the first Blu-ray set that I bought, Godfather series. In fact, that's my favorite series of movies ever. I don't know how many times I've seen it.
Seriously?
Yes, honest to God, I swear to God. In fact, it's probably held my marriage together because my wife's Italiano, and she is the same as I am. We watch it at least once a year. We let a certain amount of months go by, and then we just sit down and we take a weekend and we watch the whole thing again. We just love it so much.
Have you got a favourite part, or do you like them in order?
We like them in order. I like the second movie the best. She likes the third one the best. She likes Andy Garcia. She thinks he's sexy.
she likes the third one the best, eh?
Yeah.
And I thought no one liked the third one.
I'm not that crazy about it, but she particularly likes the scene where Sophia gets shot on the steps of the theater, and Sophia Coppola, and she looks up at Al Pacino and says, "Papa?" And he just loses it with that open mouth scream with no sound. My wife just blows her mind at that.
I think everybody loves seeing her get killed because she's a terrible actress. And,
she was horrid. Yeah, my wife's the same way. Well, she's okay. I mean, look at her father's the director, And my wife says I have to ignore the fact that she's a horrible actor. She says she's the worst actress I've seen since Farrah Fawcett.
I mean, when you think Winona Ryder was going to be in that cast as as the daughter,
she would have been good.
Yeah, she would have been, and
absolutely.
It is a sad thing that she wasn't, but I'm not very keen on the third part. I like it, but my favourites in order would be 2, 1, and then 3. Because to me, number 2 just is in a class of its own. It builds so much better on what number 1 is. And I love that about that, and I love seeing the whole story unfold. Plus, Robert De Niro is incredible in it.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah, so I do like it. I do think it's great, and I do think it's the best series of movies in the world, and most deep as well. I don't know if you've ever seen the Infernal trilogy.
Infernal?
The Infernal Affairs trilogy.
No, I haven't.
That is the Chinese version of the Godfather series.
No kidding.
It's incredible because it's different, but it's the same style.
Wow. Sort of like Seven Samurai and the Magnificent Seven kind of deal?
Yeah, kind of thing, yeah.
Okay.
You should definitely check it out because they're great films, great trilogy. I own the Blu-rays and I highly recommend watching them.
Thanks, I'll do that.
How many Blu-rays do you own, Kitty?
Oh, God, I think it's just a handful. I have the Godfather series. I have a movie called Heat, starring Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer. That's one of the best heist movies I've ever seen. And
it's a very deep movie, that.
Heat, yeah, it's great. And it's kind of long, but I'm thoroughly enjoyed it. And I have the Terminator 2 on Blu-ray. I think that's all I have on Blu-ray.
That's probably my favorite Terminator movie as well.
I love the Terminator movies. I think I told you that the girl that my wife has a best friend that she went to high school with, and her sister is actually the first Sarah Connor in the very first movie. When the Terminator is looking in the phone book and he's just looking for Sarah Connors, and he rips out the page, he's got the first Sarah Connor, and he's going to go door to door and kill them all if he has to. And the first one he goes to, he knocks on the door, she comes to the door, she looks up, and he says to her, "Sarah Connor," and she goes, "Yes." And he kicks the door open and just wipes her out, blasts her, fills her full of lead. That was my wife's girlfriend's sister. Her name is Mary. Yeah, her name is Mary Ann Muller-Liley, and she's been in as a character actress, just bit parts and stuff, and all kinds of stuff, right up to today, commercials. And...
Have you seen the new Terminator yet?
Pardon me?
The new Terminator Genesis.
I've seen the trailers of it. People tell me it's great. I'm kind of afraid to watch it, but I want to see it.
I've heard nothing but bad things about it.
Have
really?
you?
But I'd still watch it. But I'm gonna watch it like when I see it cheap. Do you know what I mean? That way I'm not losing anything.
Yeah.
Talk about Terminator. I always think the first one really doesn't get the credit it deserves.
Same here.
I think for everybody focuses on number 2, and everybody forgets about number 1. Or if they do talk about number 1, they kind of forget that it is what started the series off. That Arnie started off as a villain.
Yeah.
You know, and that the whole story of number 1's incredible. And number 2, don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, it's wonderful. I do enjoy watching number 2. I do think it's better in a lot of ways. But number 1, you can't deny that movie is an incredible masterpiece in itself.
It is, absolutely. And I remember when it came out, it didn't get the good reviews, and it wasn't very popular. It definitely, was, in my opinion, was headed toward a cult classic. I loved it, and years later, they were showing it on, when cable started becoming a big deal, they started showing it on these late-night cable TV shows, and people were watching it and going, "Yeah, wow, this thing's really great." And then it started to build, and it's like the old Star Trek syndrome, the original Star Trek. Nobody liked that. The companies they ditched it, and now look at what's happened with it, Or Highlander. Highlander, I remember reading a description of it in a TV guide years ago, and it described it as a hodgepodge of fantasy. I remember the word hodgepodge of fantasy, something like that. And I had never seen it. And so I had nothing else better to do that day, and I watched it, and I thought, this thing is really great. And the same thing happened with Highlander, TV series, all the movies. Yeah.
It's amazing because I feel like, going back to like you said about Star Trek a minute before we move on to Highlander. Star Trek's one of those things where you watch it, especially.
Think a minute, Mark.
Okay. You watch the first ones, and they're really cheesy, and you could go, "Oh, this is awful," but this is pure 60s,
Yeah.
And then now you watch that, and you see what that's become now. And the new movies, I like the new movies. I think they're great. But if you don't count them, if you just count the TV shows and stuff, it's become a real phenomenon. It's like, boom. And Star Trek everywhere. There's toys still. Before the new films, there were toys, there were games constantly, there was everything everywhere, And I always feel like just because you don't get a first rating when you get your first film, it doesn't mean the rest of it's not going to be a success.
Yeah.
Highlander. I watched Highlander when I was a kid, and I fell in love with the movie. Like, boom. I thought it was one of the greatest movies I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Highlander 1. Highlander 2 is a bit weird because they try and change the story.
Yes. The first one, you can't top it.
No.
Top it.
I mean,
I wasn't crazy about this. I wasn't crazy about the series either that much.
I mean, the second one, they try and make him sound like aliens. It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Number 3, Mario Van Peebles is brilliant in that movie when he chews the condom because he thinks it's like bubblegum. That's hysterical. But the whole Japanese, urban Japanese kind of samurai thing is a bit weird. I don't know if I said that right, but you get what I mean.
Yes.
And number 4, Endgame, I thought was great, but I thought it was terrible in the sense that I feel like Adrian Paul should have been slayed by Christopher Lambert.
Yes.
You know, I feel like a bit wrong that he killed Christopher Lambert's character, Connor. The series, I do like the series because I'm a fan of the films, but nothing beats Christopher Lambert.
Right.
Hey, Malcolm, is that the Terminator series you were talking about, the TV show?
Of what?
I thought you were talking about the Terminator TV show.
A Highlander.
Oh, okay.
Then they did the spin-off, didn't they? Highlander the Raven.
I didn't see that. I didn't get in on it.
It's not good because if you watch I think it's the last 2 seasons or last season of Highlander, you have like a female Highlander in it. I can't remember who she was. She was pretty big in the 90s.
I remember her. I don't remember her name.
Because she had the short white hair and stuff. I don't know who she was. I can't remember. I could tell you if I looked at the case, but actually I haven't got it on me. I remember watching it. I remember thinking, you know what, this ain't bad. But having a female lead in the Highlander just didn't seem right. I find Connor McLeod and then following Duncan McLeod. You know, it seemed a bit weird that they focus on a thief. Highlander.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, Tara's
a YouTuber that both me and Kitty know, Tara Ravenloft Tables just.
Yeah, that's Tara. Hi, Tara.
And says, "Hi Malcolm, Kitty, and James. I hope to see each of you in a future
Doctor Who episode."
Okay.
I'd just like to get you into a phone booth, Tara. Ooh. Tara's our friend.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, you watched the chat, didn't you, Malcolm, from last month?
Oh, I did.
You saw that Tara joined us on that one?
Oh, that's Tara, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a very big fan of the 80s movies, just like us and stuff.
I shall wave and say
She
hello.
loves movies. She loves the 80s movies.
80s movies are great. Yeah, I watched the chat. And I want to say thank you to you, Kitty, for saying I should have been there.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to thank you for saying that. And yeah, I watched it. It was a great chat.
And Malcolm, I may have had to ask you this all the time, but thank you for being so understanding of my true intention and myself and all that.
That's fine. You know, like I've always said, you know, we should always be who we are. And I think people holding us back and people not letting us be who we're supposed to be is a crime. And I think that if you want to be who you are, that's who you should be, because that's who you can be. If you hold yourself back and you're not who you are, then the only person you're letting down is yourself.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. You're an angel.
Oh, thank you. And I've always, I've always felt that way. I've always felt like.
Well, you know, it's just another form of prejudice, and people fear what they don't understand, and all it takes is a little research, a little open-mindedness. We're all just people, you know.
Well, you know, it's like the whole thing. You know, it's like when it's like how in America, you know, when they said that people who were gay could get married. You know, I was like, why couldn't they get married in the first place? You know, no one's different from anyone else, are they? I mean, we're all the same, really. You know, no matter who we are or what we do or who we are inside or outside. We're all the same race of people. You know what I mean? We're all
That's right.
humans. So what's the difference? If I want to marry the woman I love, so what? If my friend who's gay wants to marry his boyfriend, who cares? You know, it's the same thing. It shouldn't be a difference. It should just be like, oh, that's awesome.
Right. It's just another fascinating aspect of humanity.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get the whole being prejudiced against people for who they are or what you can't accept about them, because it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't. You know, what I think of someone who's across the world or what I think of somewhere over there doesn't make a difference to them, because they don't care about what I'm doing, or that's what I hope they don't do, because it doesn't matter. You know.
That's right. All we need is a little love in our hearts, and show some kindness and understanding and be friendly, and you don't know how many wonderful friends you can make. It doesn't matter who they are.
Exactly. You know, I do get angry when people are horrible to other people, because I'm just like, I'm sure they've got things that, you know, that I think people that get angry with people, I think sometimes it's because of something they're hiding about themselves, or it's because they're struggling because maybe how they grew up, you know, with people. Like, for instance, how, let's say, someone grows up with a mother who's an incredible racist, you know, and they've got problems with different races of people because of that. You know, that's not good, because, again, you know, it doesn't matter what race we are, because we're the same, you know. And I think that people will always be that way because they spend time around either the wrong people, or they just can't accept things because they're actually hard to accept things within themselves as well.
Can I just say also that acceptance is important, but not just to me, but other people in my situation.
Well, think of people who are in any kind of a physical situation where something's wrong with them and they have an opportunity to fix it and be the person that they long to be, that they're comfortable with, that they need to be to fulfill a good life, no matter what it is. If there's a reason, if there's a way to fix it and become who you truly are inside, then it should be encouraged. And it should be understood as for what it is. I don't care if it's a physical disability. I don't care if it's a a deformity or a gender problem. It should be recognized as, well, this person needs help. It's too bad that they're unhappy and miserable because of the way they are. Let's help them fix that. You know?
You say what James said about acceptance, I disagree with, because I think that, yeah, we all do want acceptance to a degree, but I think in order to really be happy, we need to be able to accept ourselves. And I think if we accept ourselves, we don't need anybody else's acceptance. That's all that matters, personally. You know, when I married my wife was 63 when I married her. You know, I'm 27, all right? People couldn't accept the age difference. I didn't care because it was the woman I loved, you know. And in my view, when someone's going through something, yeah, they need friends, they need acceptance, and some of us are lucky that we have that. But in my view, if you want to be somebody, and your way to being that is you have to accept yourself, and you have to make sure that, you know, you don't let anybody else get to you, because if they get to you, then they're the ones winning. And if true acceptance of yourself, it's not letting other people get to you.
No, you're right. You're right. But there are so many people out there who have the dysphoric condition, and for whatever reasons they can't pursue it, and they can't get the therapy that they need, and move into a transitional program. And that's a sad thing, because they do need help from other people, and they have a real difficult time trying to accept who they are and what they are because of the condition, because it's not just the physical aspect, it's the physical aspect that makes their whole psychology so screwed up. It's a hard situation to be in. I struggled with it when I was in my 30s. I'm going to be 63 on Wednesday, by the way.
Oh.
And, yeah, and
Wednesday?
yeah, Wednesday on the 12th. And then
Wednesday.
in the 80s, I had a real bad problem with it. I was going through pretty, similar anxieties that James has gone through. So I identify with James like you wouldn't believe. I really, really identify with you. I know what you're going through, and that's, I'm glad that we hooked up and we're such good friends now. So I really want to see you get what you deserve.
Well, I think that shows, like you went through it, and now it's come around to where you can help guide someone else through it.
Well, that's the thing. You see, I didn't have the opportunity back then. I've had the female tendency all my life since I was a little kid, and back in the 60s and from then on, it was unheard of. There was no internet. There was no way that we could hook up with each other. I knew that there were people like me out there. I remember when Christine Jorgensen, she used to be George Jorgensen, was like one of the first transsexuals to have the SRS done. And the world focused in on this person, this man who became a woman. And I was fascinated by it, and I was envious of her. I never told anybody what my problem was, what the issues I had. I knew that there was something wrong, and I thought that I had a sickness. I thought something was wrong with me, and I didn't want to share that with anybody because I was too afraid. And so I just lived with it, and then to make a long story short, I just played the male role all my life because I am a man, and I got to be a man, and I got to go get a job, and I got to do the man thing, and I got to try to shake this thing that's wrong with me. That's the way it was. Back then, if a guy was found outside dressed as a woman, he could be arrested. He could be thrown in jail. His spouse could have him committed into a mental institution. That's the way it was back then. There was no way. We were too distanced from each other, so that there was no way that we could get together and identify.
And get arrested.
Pardon me?
You could really get arrested.
Oh yeah, back then, definitely, for sure. Yeah, because it was considered a mental disorder.
Let alone the beatings.
You could get arrested for impersonating a woman. If you were walking down the street and you were in a dress and you looked like, oh, that's a guy, and a cop saw you, yeah, you get arrested for that, definitely. Things have changed, though, and if I was in my 30s now, I might feel differently. Right now, I consider myself androgynous. I've lived with myself as I am for so long. I know now, I've known for years that there's nothing wrong with me. I'm a normal, well-adjusted, and I hate that word, intelligent person. And I accept myself for what I am. I accept the fact that I like to dress up as a woman. I like to impersonate women. I like to feel the woman inside of me express herself. And that's why I'm so happy with YouTube and that I can do this. And I've hooked up with so many wonderful people who are very, very similar to me. We all share very much the same things and the same identity. But it's I can't see myself as an old lady 10 years from now and go through this transitional thing. I don't feel that I was destined for that anyway now. I'm very happy being, keeping my anatomy intact the way it is and being able to be Kitty. And I think like Kitty. I dream as Kitty. I've always been more Kitty than I have the guy part of me. Yeah. But I'm just so used to it now after all these years, and I've filled the role so well, I'm comfortable with it, and I'm not going to change it. It's just the way it is. There's a lot of transsexual people who are she-males. They like being she-males. They live as women, but they keep their anatomy intact, and that's how they prefer it to be. They're like, by definition, they would be considered androgynous. So even though I don't live as a woman, I love my wife. We've been married for 43 years, and she knows about me. She actually caught me once when I was uploading some video. I got complacent, and I left my computer on, and she found it. And I had to explain myself, and I went through probably the most nightmarish period in my life that I've ever been through with her. And I expected her to kick me out, but I was like, yeah, why would you want to be with me? I mean, it's not going to be the same from now on. And it has changed somewhat. She knows what I'm doing. She doesn't approve of it. She never will. But she loves me unconditionally. And I'm so grateful to have such a wonderful person in my life, and I love her dearly for that. And so that's what's keeping us together. But
Well,
you know, that's basically my story. I didn't have the opportunity back in the 80s. If they had all this technology and all this way for us to link up and to be friendly with one another and learn about each other, I may have gone all the way. I may have gone into transition. But now, at this stage, not going to happen.
hmm. Well, you know, I think if there's one thing that taught you as well was that, you know, you're really loved by your wife. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So, and that's an incredible thing, you know, on that part. And I think, you know, maybe you're destined to, you know, help other people, you know, because of, you know, the situation you've been through, like how it's been hard for you to a degree, you know, and how things have got better now, and how you can help people like James and whoever,
Well,
you know.
yeah. Thank you for that, because I do I do consider that you know, part of that's a very big reason why I protect my channel. I used to make videos that were kind of sleazy, and I've lost 6 channels in the last 6 years that I've been on here. I'm almost like a channel a year. Because YouTube kept canning me, and I just kept starting new ones. And so I've toned it down. I behave myself. I show a little panty and some bra, and that's about it. Since I've been on, there are many, many people who I've befriended who have been through the same exact situation as me, because they're around my age. And so, you know, and they're like, oh, it's so great to talk to somebody I can identify with, somebody who's been through the same thing. You know, and it's the same thing for me. It's the same way for me. So
Well,
that's what makes YouTube a wonderful thing.
well, the thing is, what we have to remember is sometimes we can't always reach where we'd like to be, but that doesn't always mean that we haven't reached it, because being able to help people who are in the situation that we were in, you know.
Yeah.
It's like me, you know. I had a lot of problems when I was younger, and most of the friendships I have with people are normally them talking to me about those same problems, you know, whether it be anxiety or anger issues or so forth, you know. And it's not the same thing by any means, you know. But at the same time, I can help people through certain things, you know. I can help them by explaining to them what I did, you know. And like I said, it's completely different, but it's, you know what I mean.
No, I
Um,
do. Yeah, it's not
and,
completely different. You're right. I understand.
you know, and what I'm trying to say is basically that it's good to be able to help people, 'cause sometimes that's more rewarding, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I
That's
think
like,
sometimes, go on.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
James will
no,
tell
no.
you I always interrupt. It's a horrible habit.
It's all right. I don't mind. What I was going to say was, I think sometimes helping people is more rewarding for people like us than it can be for, let's say, actually getting where certain things are. It's a weird situation, because there's times where you're like, oh, you know, I wish I'd have done this, I wish I'd have done that, done this. At the same time, when you help other people through certain things, in a way you feel like you've got there because you've helped that person through it.
hmm Yeah.
So
That's why I think that, you see, I don't believe that God makes mistakes. Everything happens the way it happens. You know, I am what I am because I am. That's it. You know, and if I can change that to be a better person or to make myself happier, I'll do whatever I can to do that kind of thing.
I
You know, that's why I love
I
James so much, and I can
I
see what's happening.
I believe that God doesn't make mistakes. I believe that God makes us the way we are, and we
Right.
live who we are. You
Yeah,
know.
for a reason. If I can help
Yeah.
somebody, excuse me, you know, like if I can help somebody, I think that we're all destined to do at least one great thing in our lives, you know, and if I do that great thing and I get my reward back from helping somebody, maybe saving a life, who knows, whatever it is, you know, then I'll be thinking to myself, well, if I wasn't me as I am right now, that never would have happened, and I never would have been able to do that,
Yeah.
you know.
We got members. They say a lot of Christians say that our paths are already written,
hmm
right? So
Yeah.
what that means is the path that we've all followed up to this moment was written by God. So how could any of it be a mistake? It can't be,
Right.
you
That's the
know?
way I look at it. That's it.
Because if it's written, we're not going off that road, are we? You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think, yeah, I think it's great. You know, I think that, you know, I think there's people out there, and I feel like it is rewarding, and I feel like there will be rewards, but there'll be rewards of peacefulness and being happy. You know what I mean? And I feel like you get them while we achieve things by helping people, and them helping us back. You know, I
right.
believe that the people we meet, sometimes the people we say hi to in the shop, and they say something to us, it changes our lives more than we realise, because that's somebody who's influenced us in some aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know, whether it's just a hello and here's that soap you were looking for, or whatever. You know, that person has changed their life because we might not have found that otherwise. And it sounds crazy, but things like that, I believe they do change things.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I get amazed by my wife sometimes because she's just like that. We'll go out in public if we go shopping or whatever, and she goes out of her way to be friendly to people, uh, in a way that actually people have looked at her like suspiciously because that's the way people are now today. They're so defensive, you know. Like, were you so nice to me just now? What do you want? That kind of a look on their face, you know. And she's just a genuinely very friendly and loving person, you know. And I get that a lot when I'm out with her. Sometimes I think, why did you say that to that person? You know, and then I realize it's just her being super nice, and the people are very nice back to her, and they take a moment in their lives to be nice back, and they're not in such a hurry anymore. And that's the good that comes out of her, just being nice to somebody, you know, when she
Well,
doesn't have to.
well, you know, when I lived in England, if I saw an elderly woman struggling, I'd always offer to help. You know.
Hmm.
And the looks I'd get, sometimes I'd get hit and told to leave alone. I'd have someone screaming for help, and I'd be like, "All I'm doing is offering to help." You know what I mean? And it's just because the society we live in now.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, and being nice is more scary because more cons are done from people being nice than they are from people being, attacking. So,
Yeah, James, you went to London not too long ago. What are the people like in the streets in the big city of London? Are they, is it like New York, or what would you compare it to?
Um, I won't compare it to the US. No. I've never been to New York actually. I want to go there.
oh dear.
Have
But
you
I
been
mean,
to?
like I've been to Rome. I was in Italy a long time ago, and I remember the people were so incredibly friendly there. Even the guys were walking arm in arm. They get this thing about linking their arms, the women mostly, but as they walk down the street. And I know that it's nothing sexual there. It's just it's part of their tradition. It's just a
It's,
traditional thing. You know, it's part of their culture. And then I go back to the United States, and everybody's so paranoid of each other. Crowds and crowds of people who won't say hi to each other, who won't make eye contact either. You know, and I was just wondering if London, if the English people were kind of like the Italian people, you know, different.
Um, I haven't been out there like that many times, but when I have, it's been okay. Um,
I know that's a tough question.
I can answer it if you want.
Sure.
As somebody who went back to London quite recently, um, London is I would compare it to New York in the sense of barging by and always being in a rush. Um, Londoners are not the most friendly people because they're always trying to get somewhere, you know. London isn't a place where you just stop if you're in certain parts because they're always going through train stations, getting off at one, walking down the road to the other one. People in London are very aggressive and they can be friendly if you're in the right area, but most of the time it's very aggressive. It's very get my way, they'll push you, they'll barge by you. If you fall on the floor, they'll walk over you, you know, that kind of mentality.
That sounds like New York.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot like that.
As opposed to, well, that's the big difference with Italy. I remember in Italy they have a time during the day where they have a siesta. every day. Most people, their work day doesn't end until like 7 p.m. because they take these 2 hours or 3 hours off in the middle of the day, and they'll hang around in the cafes. They'll drink espresso coffee, and just it's very more life oriented. They're very hip on living. They're not in that guttural, rat race. Got to get here, got to get there. I got to make some money kind of thing.
Well, if you go somewhere like Ghana, nobody does anything practically because they're all chilled out. They're like, I can go there later, and they just sit back and relax, and then they'll get up and go where they are. They're never in a rush. Ghanaians are never in a rush at all. They're
Where
always.
is this? What place is this?
Ghana.
What's Ghana?
I think Ghana's a part of Africa. I could be wrong. I don't mean to be wrong, but I think it's a part of Africa. I could be wrong, but it's one of those, one of those areas.
Mm-hmm.
And because my mum's friend knows a lot of Ghanaians, because she goes over there to help with medical services. Because she's a nurse, and she goes over there and helps them, like get new ambulances and stuff. Because it's amazing. She looks after the staff and makes sure they've got a clean environment. It's an impressive thing, achievement. But when you ask them to do something, they're like, "Yeah, I'll get there in a minute." And excuse me. And they're just so relaxed. They never seem like angry or aggressive. They always seem like, "Yep," and they get the job done, but they don't rush. They don't feel stressed out. From what I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are parts of the United States that are like that. The people down in the South, in a lot of the cities in the South, are kind of like that. They get that down-home, laid-back kind of attitude. It's mostly the northern cities here that are crazy.
What part
What's Bristol like, James?
Pretty quiet.
What's your population of Bristol?
Oh, I don't know.
But it's like a country town. Is it a town or a city?
We've got a city, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a big city.
But you like it there? It's pretty. The park that you walk in looks really neat.
Oh yes, the park I go with Nick.
Yeah, with Nick and George.
Yeah.
How's George doing?
He's doing good. I did a vlog the other day. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
No, I don't think I did. I'll check it out.
Yeah, definitely check out the workout bit. That's the best part, and the selfies.
Oh no, I know I didn't see it. Oh, you're with your personal trainer in that one?
Yeah. So they got pretty hard, so I was actually struggling to the end of it. But
I saw the one where you were going up and down the stairs when you were walking the dog.
yeah.
Those were long, long sets of stairs.
It made me feel like he was trying to be Rocky, in the running up the stairs and stuff.
What do you mean slow motion?
Yeah, that's how you ought to do it.
Oh, that slow motion one where you run in the park and you've got your tongue out and that. Oh no.
You did a good impression of that last time.
It's funny.
So what are you watching at the moment, Malcolm? Anything?
I'm watching Bloodfist, number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching this. Don the Dragon Wilson. I'm watching that, and I'm watching the 1960s Batman, and I'm watching The Sopranos at the minute.
I can't get The Sopranos.
Batman on TV.
What's that about Sopranos?
I think I just cut James off. I've been looking around through with all the resources that I have, and none of the I can't find The Sopranos anywhere, and I've never watched that.
When you say sources about finding it, do you mean to download or?
Well, no, just like maybe YouTube's got the episodes. I don't know. I haven't tried that, but I've been looking on Netflix and Hulu, and there's a whole bunch of channels on streaming video that I have, and lots of movie channels, lots of channels that have television shows, and I can't find The Sopranos anywhere. And now, when I want to watch it, I can't find it.
Do you have HBO?
Yeah,
Then
I
you
do, as a
can.
matter of fact.
If you have HBO, then you can watch it on demand.
Oh, you're right. They were the ones who featured it. Duh. Yeah. No, I do. I have Xfinity. I got
Yeah.
Xfinity. Yeah, I'll
Then
do
you can
that.
watch it. You can watch it on demand, or you can watch it through HBO Go, wherever you know.
Okay. No, I'm sure I can get it that way. I just haven't checked the. Yeah, I've got all the premium channels. As a matter of fact, I got
Yeah.
Stars and Cinemax and all that stuff.
What's
Well, if you
HBO Go?
HBO Go is watching it like on the computer or on your phone or something.
hmm
But yeah, you can watch on demand. The reason I know that is because the other day I found season 5 of Game of Thrones on it for Donna, and it was on there. Because
Sounds good.
I've got the Blu-ray set right here, which I need to watch. Because I've watched the series like 7 times, but
Really? It's that good, huh?
yeah, but never on Blu-ray. So I'm gonna start watching it on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. No, I've been looking for television shows on the premium cable just to watch because I'm just like running out of stuff, and I'm trying some new things. I tried the Blacklist for a while. I got bored with that. I tried Homeland because I think Claire Danes is hot, and but I got bored with that too. I mean, the storyline is okay. For a while, Netflix had 24 on. I loved 24, and I watched it 2.5 times. I was on my third time going through that one. I got about halfway through, and Netflix just yanked it away. I hate how
Uh,
they do that, because they made the new episode and everything. They had the new series, a new season of 12 episodes or something.
I
Well,
And so
do.
they yanked it, and now they're grubbing for money for it. If you want to watch an episode of 24, you got to pay for it.
I'll tell you this, right? I own all the 24 seasons on DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I've only ever watched up to season 4 because that was when I was in England, so I re-bought them. I own nearly every TV series which is on TV at the minute, because I've picked them all up cheap. Whether it's Person of Interest, Revolution, Strike Back, Power, you name it. I've Rookie Blue. I own it on Blu-ray or DVD. Um, and I just never have the time to watch them. I have probably about 6,000 movies and TV shows to watch,
Wow.
which I've never watched. Not counting all the wrestling DVDs and that I've got to watch and stuff. So, I don't have to buy anything, but I end up buying stuff every week. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I want this, I want that. Like next week I've got, I think it's Gotham coming out. And then 2 weeks later, it's Arrow and Flash. I've got them coming because I like them. So, because I don't watch TV, I never
Okay, so
have.
you're probably going to watch that stuff in what, 2035 or something?
This is exactly it. Because what happens is I'll buy a TV show, and it'll be big at the time, and I'll watch it in 2 years' time
Yeah.
when I feel like watching it. Thus, it would have been a lot cheaper to buy it then. But you know what it's like. You want to see something, and you're like, oh, how can I see this? I'll go and buy it because that's how my instinct works. I'll go and buy it as soon as I can because I want to see it then, and then it will be put to one side. A good example is the 60s Batman show. Donna bought it for me for our wedding anniversary last October. I only started watching it late July. So.
Welcome. Kitty also likes Tasha's favourite, The X-Files.
Oh, yeah.
The X-Files. You've been watching them in HD on Netflix?
I have the series on DVD, and I've watched it
Ah.
3 times now, but it's been years since I've watched it. I took a big, long break from it. I've been thinking of getting back into it.
Have you, what you should do, it might be a real, like nerdy thing to do, but what I'd do is I'd compare the picture to the DVD and the Netflix HD just to see the difference.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I've
You
got
know,
it. I see it flashing at me every day, but I've never tried it. That's a good idea.
just to see what the quality difference is, because I don't have the DVD, so I've never been able to do it.
Hmm.
Tash, I know, wants Netflix to release it on the England one or the UK one in HD, but they won't for some reason. So she
Oh,
watches the DVDs. But I'm sure
yeah.
you're looking forward to maybe watching the revival when it comes on.
Yeah. Yes, definitely, definitely. Um,
Uh,
yeah, go ahead.
all I was going to say was I probably won't watch the revival until I've watched the whole series again.
Yeah, then you'll be on the same page. At least you won't forget anything.
Do
It's
you
you
Is
know
think
that?
it's
Survival
it,
will go on to doing like more seasons? Just one, or
I think that I reckon it's going to go from Mulder and Scully to being Robbie and Mel and somebody else at some point. Just like 24. I think 24 is going to go on to a different character soon as well.
yeah, it's like one last ditch attempt to reach the audience. I don't know. Usually those things aren't unsuccessful like that. I just hope they don't have Mulder and Scully get married to some miserable shit like that, you know?
Well, apparently Mulder and Scully have broken up, and a lot of the X-Files community are really upset about it. Not that I don't really understand why, because I ain't seen it in like, I don't know, like 10 years.
Yeah,
Um,
it's getting dim with me too. A lot of it, I know I only my favorite episodes, stick in my head now. But the whole general theme behind it is always there.
what's your favorite episodes?
Oh God, I remember there's one called Hot Wire.
Yeah, yeah.
I think isn't that the one? There's a couple of them. I think the Hot Wire one deals with this guy who perfected a way to transform his essence into the internet.
Hmm.
You remember that one? Oh, that was Kill Switch. Maybe was that Kill Switch? I'm getting them mixed up now. Kill
I was
Switch,
gonna,
Hot Wire, and then there was one with Giovanni Ribisi who played the lightning guy. Remember
Yeah,
him? He could
yeah.
absorb lightning, and he could. I remember there was a scene when he was at a traffic. He was up high with his friend. Jack Black was in it with him. He was like his best friend, and they were at a traffic stop, and he was making accidents happen by manipulating the stoplights. But he could absorb lightning, and he had
Yeah.
all these powers. That's
Do you remember this episode called Bad Blood, where it was like a vampire pizza delivery guy?
vampire pizza delivery guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember that one. It's vague.
the only two I remember is the mum being under the bed with the sons who were very wrong turn like, and another I remember is the old man, the guy who could set fire to himself or something. He had a lighter or something, and there was
Like,
one with, and
Catch a Light, season
yeah,
one.
that's it. And there was one with a guy who could do things with his mind.
Pusher.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Remember the cops had him in the back of a car and they were stopped to make a turn at a light or something, and he kept saying to the driver, the cop who was driving the car, he was going, "Don't you think cerulean blue is a beautiful color? Cerulean blue." And there's this tractor trailer turning the corner and coming down the street, and it's cerulean blue. That's the color of the cab. And it like disappeared in the cop's eyes. He couldn't see it coming. And he crashes into the thing, or he lets the truck hit him as he pulls out. And that's how Pusher made his escape. And he could make you do things. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him, just don't remember him very clearly. You know, like you said, because it's been so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think with the X-Files revival, there'll be like a Lone Gunman revival?
No, I think Lone Gunman will be in it because they've been told they're going to be in it, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But
As I
I
said
don't.
earlier, can I say something so I might forget now? I went on to, the podcast that Dean Hagland does. And on there that he said he had to have his head fitted for a wig because he's got shorter hair now. That he's going to have to because he's got shorter blonde hair now. That he's going to have to have a wig fitted for the you know, the length that it used to be for the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, obviously the other lone gunmen are going to be in it as well. I think it said he's going to be going there this week to film this pilot. They film their pilot for the show.
Wow, that'd be cool. Yeah, they got to be in it. I think it's so cool that you got to interview him. When I saw that, it blew my mind. I thought, how did he do that? You just, you know, contacted him and he agreed. It was amazing. I thought that can't be really him, and it was.
It's crazy because I always thought you'd go through agents
What
and
about
everything.
DVD? I can send you that.
That would be neat.
I could put that, I could download it and pop it to a DVD maybe for you.
Cool.
I'll tell you more on an email sometime, but
with a custom case and everything.
I could do that.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Your face on one part, and then Dean Aglin's there, and it having underneath the epic interview.
Yeah. It just means you can watch it on your TV instead of your computer. Yeah, but no, I enjoyed that.
You did it really well. You asked all the right questions. The interview was really well done. I really enjoyed it. It was great.
I'll be honest with you, I was very jealous. After that, I contacted two of my favourite icons and never got a response. And I was like, no. You know, it's just so focused. I always thought you had to go through like a manager, you had to go through an agent, you had to go through all this, and you had fees. But it just shows you hit lucky with the right person. And obviously, he's that kind of person where he's nice and friendly and he, you know, wants to talk to people, and I think that's everything we strive for having when we want to talk to someone we enjoy watching.
Yeah.
What I did was like, I did his name.
Excuse me, guys. I gotta answer the telephone, so I'm gonna mute you for a minute. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
You right?
Yeah. You alright?
Yeah. But now there's no more questions, do we?
Oh.
Let's have a look. Is there questions? Let's have a look. We've got 3 likes.
Yay!
We've got 4 likes. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the new X-Files. I just think I need to watch the whole series first.
Yeah.
You know, again, because it's a great series, and I just was hoping for it to be released on Blu-ray first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your plans for tomorrow?
My plans for tomorrow are to be in the chat.
Oh yeah, it's Monday, isn't it? Movie Magic and Gaming Gurus. Check it out tomorrow at 8:30 my time.
12:30 mine.
His time, and what time your time?
12:30.
12:30.
And you'll be there. I know you'll be there at some point.
I'll be there watching you and Tash have a chat.
I'll be watching you.
I'll be watching you talk about your gaming, your movie talk.
Oh, did you see the new thumbnails that Tash made for the videos?
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, they're quite.
It looks like she put a nice lot of hard work in them.
Tash is great when it comes to that stuff, and she's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, last night's video I uploaded, it took me 3.5 hours to edit that.
You want to see my thumbnail I made for this one that I'll be doing later?
All right, let's see. That'd be cool to say.
Okay. There it is.
Have a look. Jason's live. That's quite nice, actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I like it.
Welcome back. Hello?
Hey guys,
Hi,
Hi.
welcome back.
are you with me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Turn your video off again so you can.
Yeah, you know what I did? I logged off because I wasn't sure how to mute the mic, and now I see how to do it. So the next time if this ever happens again, I'll know what to do.
Okay. That's all right. You know, as long as you could get back in, that's what matters.
Yeah, that was my wife. She called. She works at an inn, a local inn, and she's all alone tonight. And I live on Cape Cod, and it's like tourist crazy here right now. So I'm going to have to log off in a couple of minutes because she wants me to come down and help fix one of the TVs that went on the blink.
That's nice.
She's not that savvy when it comes to electronics, but I am. So she says, I might call you at any time to come down and help fix a TV.
Well, you know, if you ever
Yes, there's a problem.
if you ever want to do a chat again, I can invite you to one of my channel.
That would be great, Mel. I really
You know?
enjoy it. I really enjoy this. This is wicked fun.
Just
Hey, your
that,
picture's gone. Your picture.
Oh, I'm
You know.
sorry.
just normally me and James have a chat on like a Wednesday or something. If you let me know,
There you are.
you know.
Hello. Yeah. So James, is this going to be it for the DVD reviews? Boo, boo, boo.
For the chat, yeah. I'll still be
But
doing.
you're still going to make your viddies though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I'll be doing I think maybe next Sunday or the Sunday after, I'll be back on the other side with the vlog and a chat.
But you guys are still going to chat, right? You're still going to have these kinds of things going, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing one on Wednesday with Malcolm over on his channel.
Mm-hmm. What time on Wednesday do you do those?
The same time as the one we did today, practically.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, that's my wife's day off. She's off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But there could be a chance when, like a couple of weeks ago, she switched with somebody, and because of the occupancy and the volume of people checking in, she got Monday and Tuesday off, and I had Wednesday to myself. So if I ever have a Wednesday free, if you'd have me, I'd love to join up with you.
Sure. If you just let me know, and you can be in it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah, well, I think I better be signing off. This has been really a lot of fun. So much fun. I love talking about movies, and you're such a wonderful person, Malcolm. It's wonderful to talk to you.
Oh, thank you. It was nice talking to you as well. And getting to actually meet you, you know, chat to chat.
Thank you. Well, as soon as I'm not afraid to show my kisser on the screen, I will appear in the flesh.
That would be nice.
I just have to check. I see I'm completely out of makeup. I'm in guy mode right now, and it would destroy my image to all my adoring fans.
Don't worry about that. I mean, I'm the same right now. So.
I know, but you could be two people. I can't. I'm Kitty, and if I show up looking like, they'll go, "What the hell happened to you?"
I can see it now. All the messages you've got, huh?
Yeah. What a shocker. Okay. I'd probably end up losing all my fans, but I'd still have my friends, and that's the important thing. I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It's wicked late there now in England, and it's still pretty early where you are, Mel. Isn't this funny that we can triangulate our positions here? We're in the far reaches of the world, so
this is true.
Yeah, in equal
He'll put
positions.
you on email.
Yes, sir, ma'am.
Well, have a safe trip to the inn.
Yeah, it's only a couple minutes away.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, this is a small town I live in. It's kind of like Mayberry, believe it or not. I mean, it really is. Everybody knows everybody else, which is why I can't walk down the street in drag.
Oh, I'll say. It's one of those areas.
It's one of those. Yes, it is. Okay, guys, I'll leave you to your chat now, and thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful Sunday evening. I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What time are we? Ooh.
It's 11:15 now.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to talk about?
Couple more minutes. Are you okay for a couple more minutes? Say till
I'm all right for a couple more minutes. I'm all right for as long as you want to go.
we'll go till past.
Okay.
So let's talk about that was really nice to have her in, wasn't it?
It was. That was nice. It was nice to finally meet Kitty and nice to, have a nice conversation.
Yeah.
And like I said, whenever Faye can be in the one with us.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It'd be nice,
That's good because, as I said to her on the thing just now, this is the last one for my channel one. So always on a Wednesday or something, that'd be good.
Yeah, always welcome.
Yeah. That was good. We talked about some good stuff and my situation and movies and TV shows. That was good fun.
Yeah. We started off with making fun of your selfie stick. An incredible chat.
Yeah.
So now me mentioning the selfie stick again.
And hopefully later on afterwards we'll get when the videos on YouTube get some more questions and comments we can post onto it, as a reply or something.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
What was I going to say to you? It was nice little John popped in.
Yeah, it was good because I thought you'd be working. Well, no, Sunday, isn't it? I keep thinking what day is it? But yeah, Sunday. So is there any certain subjects you'll be talking about tomorrow? Or?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm sure we'll be talking about Grand Theft Auto at some point.
Oh yeah, I saw your latest upload of the one earlier where it didn't look like that. Was it somebody else shot you or something, or Tash did or something, and you ended up in the water?
Oh, that was Tash. She shot me in the water, and then she ran in and started laughing because I was floating.
Yeah,
I was a floater, James. I was a floater.
I thought that was quite funny because the game looked quite funny, and how you sometimes at the beginning it looked like that she was swearing at some person. It was
because what happened was a non-playable character, which is let's say when you play Grim Fandango, there's all the other characters in there.
Mm.
It was like one of them. All of a sudden, just pulled her out the car and tried mugging her.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
Very weird. I mean, because as a video, it looks really good, and I mean, your both your voices on it now.
Yeah.
It makes it more real to see what the reaction is between you both.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because it takes, on average, to do one, it takes about 3.5 hours for me to line it all up and everything.
It looks like the editing of them looks pretty hard for you.
It is. It's not simple by any means. I'm sure somebody was a lot better could do it a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Mate, I have all these tiny little edits and I have all this. And I try when two scenes are close to each other, like the one where at the beach where it's looking down the scope and Tash is about to drive into me, and then it shoots to me jumping out the way. Yeah. That takes such timing on the editing to get right, but it can be quite hard.
There are the other videos planned as well, apart from the chats and the gameplay.
Well, this is my schedule for the week. Okay. I've got Monday's chat, then I've got Tuesday's vlog, which I'm not calling a vlog, but it technically is, I guess.
Are you going yet on that one?
The mall.
Oh yeah, okay.
FYE, the mall, and so forth. Wednesday our chat, but during that time, I'm hoping to do another gaming video, and. What else?
Hopefully you can manage to record around the mall, because that would be quite good.
Yeah, I'm going to take my camera with me and act like a tourist. Like, oh, this is what America looks like. Oh, so I can record. Yeah. Some of the video might be quiet though because of music.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to try and record it. I'm going to try and show what we're going to be eating in the mall and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and record a bit of the way home and. And do a little bit of talking, and how it is. Do it gangster style.
You're gonna do it on a selfie stick.
I'm gonna record myself in the toilet taking a shit. In public. I'm gonna go like this. Oh, and you're gonna appear in the background and go, "What the fuck's that guy's problem?" Oh. I've got to vlog it properly, and then and then come home because I'm hoping to pick up a couple of DVDs. Not anything big, just a couple of films. You know.
Do you think that when you go do a vlog or go to the mall or something, do you feel that you need to have a look at the movies straight away? Like,
Yes. If me and you ever went to a mall, I'd push you on the floor, kick you in the stomach, and run to the movie so you couldn't get to them before me. because people always get straight. Let me start again. I always get scared that people, James, will get what I want to get. When there's others in the store, they could be on the other side, but I'm always like, what if there's one I haven't seen and that person picks it up before me?
Yeah.
One time I gave a guy $10 to give me the movie he picked up in the store so that I could buy it. And it was only $3.
That's good.
Yeah, because I had to have that movie. Because I had to have that movie, you know?
Yeah. What was the last movie that you say you would have went to the store and hoped that they still had a copy left, but they never did when you got there?
The Killers.
I don't really know what that is.
The Killers is a Thai film that just recently came out. Alex had it and he gave me the digital code for it, the English version. But Go USA released it, and I went to get in the store like a while after it came out, and it wasn't there. So I got quite upset by it. So I went outside.
I don't think some of those UV codes work in the States, do they?
They don't. They don't. You have to log on to English ones and then do a VPN and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he showed me his one and it worked.
You right, Mel? I'll be right back.
All right.
La, la, la.
Oh, hello. James, you'll be happy. Bill Murray's going to be in the Ghostbusters movie.
Who?
Bill Murray's been confirmed to be in the Ghostbusters movie.
Has he?
Yeah. It's been confirmed through Comic-Con.
Through Comic-Con?
Yeah, I bet you're happy now.
Some of the original. What about Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah, he's going to be in it.
Cool.
Now we know there's who is it? Who's the other one? Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
That's all we need now.
Shame about Harold Ramis, though, isn't it?
He was in Grand Theft Auto last night. Seriously, the other night he was in Grand Theft Auto with me and Tash.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's in one of the videos actually.
I'll go back and check it out, say tomorrow, because it's getting late. I'm going to do it.
Oh no, it's not in the videos now. It's in all videos I'm going to be editing together.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look out for it.
Yeah, I stick my finger up at him. I give him the finger.
You want a soft mint?
No, thank you. Oh shit, you've gone bright pink.
Hello.
No, you definitely look like a penis. So, how's Mumsy doing anyway?
Is that better?
That's better. How's Mumsy?
She's doing awesome.
This is good. This is really good.
Yeah.
So we had fun.
It's like I started these chats way back. Last one now, and it brought the opportunity for you to do all your stuff, which is good.
Well, I think you know what, you can see it as an end, but you can see it as a beginning, you know, because
you continue them on, you know.
Yeah, I'll continue our ones, and our ones can only get better.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, thank you for joining us for this final.
Yeah.
And as we just said, basically, we continue them on Wednesdays over on the May to December page.
Yeah, we do.
And
check
so,
us out there,
anyway,
guys.
it's not the ending of an ending. It's only the beginning of a beginning.
It is. Look, the philosopher, James Johnson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm the Philosopher's Stone.
Double J.
Double J Johnson.
There you go, Double J Johnson. That's pretty good, isn't it? Because then you get Dick James Johnson in there.
The sausage eater.
Yeah. Well, I'm not commenting now because I think you just told everybody what you like to do.
What you
It's
do?
just-
Sausages?
Yeah, but you didn't tell people about how you play with it first.
No.
Yeah, you do. I've seen you. You go like this, didn't you, James? You go like this. And then you eat it.
Oh, dear.
I suppose we did get more comments today.
Yeah, it's a shame. I don't think we got any on the YouTube, didn't we?
We did. John Calvert and Kay.
Oh, yeah. And in the side chat as well. Little
And
John popped in, which was nice.
Little John, he is Little John.
Should we say thank you to the people who posted as well on the side here? Thank
Would
you
you
to
like
John Quintero, aka Little John.
a Little John?
Kitty for joining us in the sidebar as well, and also in the chat.
Well, I thought that was quite nice. You know, it was nice. You know, it was lovely.
It was, and John Calvert. We haven't seen him for a while, have we? On any of our things for a while.
No, I felt really bad not being able to answer that Prometheus one. I sure hope he comes Wednesday so that I can answer it.
Yeah. Tara popped on.
What happened to Big John as well? Because we used to have Little John, Big John, and John Calvert.
Big John. Oh, yeah, I remember Big John.
Yeah, you remember Big John? You used to play with him a lot, didn't you?
No. But no, I remember the ones you mean. Like a lot of these people sort of come in, ask a lot of questions from my episodes and on yours, and they seem to have vanished and then like come back now and again.
I think you've scared them because you've started going on about how much you love sausages. And since they're all men, they're a bit like, aye, he wants to play with our mate, does he?
It's really hard passion. I'll say, do I say your bits and then I'll end
Okay.
up.
I'll say my bit. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. I hope you all feel. I want to say first thing. I want to say thanks to John for popping in. You know what, buddy? I know you had a busy day, so thanks for popping in. John Calvert, thanks again for popping in. Please come Wednesday. I'll answer your question there. Kitty, thanks for coming in. If you're watching this later on, it was awesome having you in here, and thanks for a great chat. James, thanks for having this final chat and inviting me. It was nice, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday and having a ball.
Yeah. Thanks to Kitty once again for joining us. A good lot of fun. Until on our next one with you. Until then, take care. And Malcolm, as what I always used to say on these a while ago, my co-host, my brother from another mother.
My brother from another mother, Vinny's brothers, of his mother's mothers, of the brothers' mothers, of his sisters' mothers, of their uncles' mothers, of the mothers of the fifth dimensions, mothers of the seventh mothers, blah, 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 blah. And that's how we get the mothers.
Yeah, just like he said. Okay then, guys, for me and my chat on here, until, of course, next Wednesday of me to December, this is it. So, of course, I'm still going to do videos, obviously, but hope you enjoyed the video.
I don't get why people think just because she's not going to do live chats, she's not going to do videos anymore. It's like videos are not live chats, guys.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, until my next video, take care, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely day or evening or whatever time it is where you are. Or take care for now.
Bye, guys.